Okay, I'm back. I do apologize. Sometimes, these technical difficulties. Okay, we're going to try this again. Okay, let's try it again. Let's try it again. Uh,
Beautiful. Looks like
there
I'm
we
on
go.
now.
There we go.
Hey, all right.
We'll work through it. We'll work through it. Again, thank you everyone for tuning in. This is the first episode of the She Knows Her Sports Coach Check-In. So how are you doing on this Friday?
Hey, I'm doing well. The weather's beautiful. I mean, hey, we can't complain about that. The weather's beautiful. Obviously, we're in some trying times, but we're doing
Exactly.
well. Thank you for asking. How are you doing?
Oh, I'm good. I'm good. Again, it's Friday. Looking forward to the weekend, even though I'm still quarantining. I don't go out much. Still playing it safe. Um, these continuing cases are on the rise still. So, you got to be very careful on behalf of yourself and your family.
That is
So,
right.
oh, yeah. So let's get right to it for our viewers. Tell us who you are and give us a little bit of your background.
Cool. That's a good place to start. Well, hello everyone. Everyone, thank you for watching. Again, Helen, thank you for putting this together. This is really cool. So,
Awesome.
my name is Brian Prioleau. Okay, so there's a couple hats that I wear, but for right now, we're talking about the WABA, which is the Women's Basketball Association, Women's American Basketball Association. So everyone knows about the ABA and the history with the ABA and the NBA and all the high flying players and all the unique rules that are in it. So my specific role within the organization is I am the director of officials and I head up the operations for our organization. So we have an e-board structure. We have Marsha Blunt, who is our president and CEO, founder, president, and CEO.
Yeah.
Okay, Marsha. So she's there. That's big up to her. A black woman leading the way, and so that's really cool. We have a great vice president in Faith, and we have a great business development manager in Judy. So, you think about our e-board and how it looks. We have women centric, black
Oh,
women centric, and you know what? And so this is where we're going. So, me, myself, and Bobby, who heads up the digital promotion piece of it. We're the only
mhm.
men involved, and you know what? We're in 100% support of our lady. So,
All right, love to hear that. So, besides being the director of operations and officials for the WABA, again, as I mentioned at the beginning, you are coach. So, can you give us just a little background on why you have the title as coach?
okay, so I have there's many. We have a youth development basketball association called Cadet Hoops. Okay, and I'm a coach for that program, founder and director of Cadet Hoops. Okay, and so it's a
Right.
nonprofit affiliate. And so, with the help of Marcia and the WABA, we've kind of made that connection with those synergies. And so, we have a bunch of kids and bunch of participants, ages 5 to 14, that take part in the program. We're more of a character development um, and socialization program that just happens to use basketball as the vehicle to help bring the youth together. Okay, you think about basketball, everything that it's meant to me, my education, my worldly travels. It's meant so much, and so just having the opportunity to give back is just tremendous for me. So we have the opportunity to touch so many youth, so many youth across the country, just really showing what this little round bouncy ball can do for them. And it's really,
Yeah,
really cool. So that's where the title of coach comes in.
that's great because, definitely with the way the world is going, we definitely have to invest in our future because the world is in their hands, as our generation, gets older,
Hmm.
it's, they're coming in too. So, it's good that you do have that for your community. And speaking the ways of this world, give us a take on what you think about the unrest of
Mm.
what's going on today with
Mm.
both the pandemic and, this is like the new civil rights movement.
You're right. I want to point out a couple obvious points now. I am a black man. Okay, not sure if you guys can see it right on your screens there. And my whole life, I've been a 6'3" black man. And so, how I like to start this off, I do talk about this with folks, and I talk about, many different races and nationalities. Um, just think about coach. Everyone loves coach, right? And it's like,
Mm-hmm.
how would you like it? Let me just, bridge a connection for you. How would you like it if coach is dropping you off one day back to your house, and then on the way back, I gets pulled over and stopped by the police in your particular area simply because of folks that don't know me, simply because of my skin color, simply because of what they think I look like. And so that's how I try to bridge the connection. You wouldn't want that happening to coach, right?
Exactly.
So really be sympathetic to it, really understanding what it is. And you said it right. So it's the civil rights movement right now. It's disturbing. Um, it's hurtful. It can be
Mm-hmm.
angering,
Very.
and you know, it's not new. That's the thing. My dad, who
It
grew up in
is.
the South, I hear the
Mm-hmm.
stories about what he went through, and then he says, you know what? It's the same thing. The cameras are catching it. That's what's new.
Yes, that's
So,
definitely what's new because they didn't have them back then when it first began. So that is
right.
definitely new. So how does it? I know you just elaborated a little bit on it, but like emotionally, how does it affect you as a coach and as a director of operations and officials for a women's league that's actually growing and going to make a great impact for future and present female basketball players?
Well, the one word I like to use a lot is community. It really makes me focus on community, okay, and being able to unite everyone, bring everyone together, okay, because this
Yeah.
fight is not a fight that we can do on our own. It's
Mm-hmm.
almost impossible. So, um, I started out by talking about what we have to do as black men, as men. Let's just say as men to support women, and it's pivotal. It's critical that we do that. And so, and especially these times, we all need to come together, period.
Mm-hmm.
And if we can find a way to do that, if we can find a way to look at each other's differences just as that, just differences, not
Mm-hmm.
something that makes you superior or inferior to anyone else. So whether you're skin color, whether you're gender, whether you're nationality, anything,
Mm-hmm.
your physical abilities, that just makes you different. And so community is a thing that I like to. That's the buzzword I like to throw around. It really
Oh
makes me
yeah.
focus on community.
Mm-hmm.
Really makes me focus on the things that we have to do together to strive ahead.
Okay, and with the mutual decision made just a few weeks ago within the staff and coaches and owners of the WABA, what alternatives have you taken to occupy this time?
Well, okay. So first of all, big disappointment for everyone, being that we're not playing. Okay, we're a basketball league. We have really, really, really good players. We have extremely competitive players. Okay,
Mhm.
that's the draw with our league. We're a league for women. If you think about it for a second, if I could take a step back, a lot of women's leagues or semi-pro, pro women's leagues are more centralized. Okay, everything's in one kind of spot. They all play out of one gym or one location. We're a league that's national.
Mm.
Okay, so we have the ability to have these teams travel. We have these ability to have these teams live streamed all the time. And so for us, being that we're not playing,
Hold on.
uh-oh, there you go.
Okay,
So,
yep, there you
uh,
go.
so during this um, time of being down, we have to really make sure that we can forge ahead and do a lot of things to keep the engine moving, keep the caboose moving. So right now, what we're doing through the leadership of our CEO, we're looking at how to navigate the waters for more
Oh yeah,
business sponsorships. Okay, so we're
exactly. To
really
stay
pounding the
relevant.
pavement. Staying relevant is key. So we're really pounding the pavement
Yes.
regarding business sponsorships. We're really pounding the pavement regarding notoriety, following, making sure that our brand stays out there consistently, making sure that we connect with the owners. So from an executive board standpoint, we got to connect with the owners. We got to find out different innovative ways. One, again, to stay relevant. whether it be, finding different ways to brand a tournament or finding different ways to, from a social media platform. I mean, or finding ways to go live with a
Exactly.
wonderful host from She Knows Her Sports, So these are all the things that we're trying to do to really stay relevant. And we're doing it, we're pounding the pavement hard.
Oh, yeah, teamwork makes the dream work. So, what are some strategies that you have developed to stay motivated and positive?
Ooh, that's
Just
a
name
good
them.
question.
You could just
Look at that
like,
one. I like these questions. Holy smokes. Some strategies. Now, one of the things that we do, I always talk about community, okay? So even in the cadet hoops world, we always talk about community and building community and being together with everyone, okay? So one, you have to surround yourself with people that are like-minded of yourself, okay?
definitely.
So if you can do that, I think that alleviates almost 50% of your issues. If you can
Oh, yeah,
surround yourself with people that are like-minded, people that are positive, people that understand that, yeah, there's work to do and we have to do it
a lot.
a lot. But you can't pretend like the work isn't there either. You know what I mean? The work is there. We have to do it. So like-minded people, surrounding yourself with like-minded people, being goal and task oriented. Okay.
Hmm.
I talk a lot about procrastination is the killer of time and
Hmm.
also the killer of dreams. So although we're down and we all want to be in the gyms, okay? Like I have a youth basketball program here. We have the WABA. We all want to be in the gym. I have officials that are itching to officiate this high level brand of basketball. Um,
Yeah.
we all want to be here, but we all just have to find a way to kind of just keep it moving, stay positive, and that's really it.
Okay. So, do you have anything else going on that we should know about outside of, you still working behind the scenes for both the WABA and Cadet Hoops?
Well, okay, so we got the WABA. You just say you have
Mhm.
cadet hoops. So that's those are the two main
Do you have any
things.
like merchandise, or do you have anything like
Ah,
do community wise? Like, do you like something such as like of any you working with someone that's like handing out food, or someone with a supply where someone can go get some extra Clorox wipes or Lysol masks, etc.
got it. So there are um, there's an organization we work with called Inspiring Minds. Okay,
Hmm.
Inspiring Minds NYC. And so um, the first question you asked was talking about like how are we coping, through all this stuff. So right now, all these big organizations are running out trying to find organizations to start teaching and start, talking about all this social injustice and understanding how to bring the sensitivity regarding. There you go. All these other organizations to. Oh, am I losing you? I feel like I'm losing you here. Oh, oh, I'm good. Okay, no problem. So you take companies like Inspiring Minds, who's actually doing it, who have been doing it, have been doing the social awareness and sensitivity training for years, right?
Okay.
Who do have a mentorship program for both the boys and girls college readiness and college preparation. Just talk about the Sankofa Empowerment and My Brother's Keeper and all these initiatives that are there. So
Hmm.
through a partnership that we have with them, we're leaning on them to kind of guide us because this is work that they're already doing. The food
Hmm.
pantries, they're already doing it. Being able to have a vehicle for our young people. We're a youth organization, the WABA. All the players are kind of young, okay? Which, if you got to have a player, you got to have a league with young, good athletic players. So they're all youth driven, kind of. You know what I mean? So you always talk about where we are in this
Hmm.
state. This whole civil rights revolution will
Hmm.
not occur with people that are my age and older. Okay, it's all about the youth, and so just really making sure that we can stay connected. Again, I just mentioned the company Inspiring Minds. So just staying connected with them, staying connected with what they're doing. There's a saying I heard: um, you can't have a revolution without the arts. Okay, just think
Right.
about any revolution that has ever occurred. There has been a heavy uh, uh, portion of the arts uh, instituted inside of it. And so it's important, through, again, inspiring minds, they use that. So that's it. Hopefully I answered your question.
Okay, and you have. So right now, they're still going forth with it. What do you think about the NBA and the WNBA continuing their season with it throughout a pandemic and a new civil rights movement?
It's interesting. They're doing everything they can to quote unquote keep the players safe. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
They have them isolated in a fictitious world that is going to be beautiful for the players. They
Mm-hmm.
have tons of testing. They also have the funds. And so there are two very different sides of the fence regarding if they should play, even within the leagues themselves. Okay. So I know the NBA is coming back, but I know there's two different sides there. So if you take the side of let's play, um, if you look at sports, okay, everyone talks about is this country a sports nation? All right.
Yes,
And people don't want to really acknowledge the fact that we're living in a sports nation, but we are. Because if you think about the sense of normalcy that everyone is looking to obtain, it's
it's
really coming
sports.
through the start of sports up when sports
Yes,
start back up. And so um, there is a direct connection. So if having them play a game, even if it's in an isolated bubble with no fans or anything, gives us the people sitting at home or just have an ability to look at and watch, gives us a sense that everything is going to be okay. And so
yes,
that's the hope.
yeah.
But on the other side of the fence, you know what? It's about player safety. It's about people safety.
It is because
What's
actually,
worth more?
it was just in breaking news. It's not from She Knows Her Sports. It's actually from Sports Center. I just saw that 16 players has been tested positive for the COVID out of the 302 that's been tested. So
Wow.
yeah, I
Wow.
just saw that before we just got on live. So yeah,
So if you look at it now, what are they going to do? They're going to completely isolate those players, okay? And then they just basically have to hope and pray that their immediate circle doesn't also come down in contact with it. So,
hmm,
what do you do? So it is very, very dangerous. We really got to take people's health, but I do also understand the aspect of we need a sense of normalcy.
yeah, we do. But then you see, definitely there has been quite a few WABA players that has opted out of playing this season, due to the social injustice. And then, it's about their mentality and their family and, they just putting themselves first at this moment. So, it's kind of like every day as read up on it, even though they're still going forth with the seasons, there's players that's like, okay, I'm putting my mentality first. So
About that, I got a
you
call that
good.
just
You
came in.
good.
Anything happens when it's live. So, uh, but no,
Exactly.
you're right. No, I totally get it. Can you fault?
So
Whoops.
no, you can't fault them at all because have an impact on your mentality. I know it has had one on me personally. Sometimes I just find myself, I just get a quiet space and I just pray or just get into the word because it's too much going on in the world. And I'm not trying to get preachy, but that's how I have a sigh of relief and stimulate my mind of what's going on negatively. So, but in the midst of everything, do you have like a certain motto that you've been going by during this pandemic that just keep you on the positive road?
Yeah, we have a couple. But from a league standpoint, from a WABA standpoint, our league motto is "It's our time." So
Sure.
everything that we do, it's about it's our time. And so even now, okay, through the civil rights, it's our time to step up to the platform. If you look at it from women's sports, okay, and rising up to the same level playing field, okay. It's their time. It's our time for the women to step up and do that. And then if you look at it from a man's standpoint, right, it's our time to get to the point of supporting our women to make sure that, you know, they
Yeah.
are pushed up there. So again, that our slogan for the WABA just means a lot. You know what I mean? As far as it's our time.
And it's
Um,
self-explanatory.
mhm, absolutely. So, and then we have other, you know, sayings through our youth development program. So talking about succeed in sports, lead
Mm-hmm.
in life. And so we talk about, you know, that that's our main slogan.
Mm-hmm.
Just using sports as a vehicle to kind of just help, like, everyone that is playing, every player that is playing within our league has utilized sports or has been able to take advantage of the positive aspects from playing basketball, you know, and it's a beautiful thing. It really is a
Mm-hmm.
beautiful thing. And so being able to succeed in sports and lead in life and so many other, you know, avenues. If you think about it from this, and I'm not, at the age of 13, there's a 46% dropout rate for all young ladies who participate, young girls, excuse me, that was my dryer going off. Any young ladies or girls that are participating, percent, that's huge. So you say, okay, so what can we do to kind of keep that or, you know, boost that up a little higher? So then, or you have other people that say, okay, why does that matter? Why does that matter that 40%, 46% of young ladies by the age of 13 are dropping out? Well, if I throw out this other stat to you, 94% of all women executives, 94%. Okay, I
Wow.
have to say it one more time. 94% of all women executives have what? A sports background.
Exactly.
Think about that.
Sports.
So it's important for us to really do everything that we can in order to make sure that we keep young ladies involved, engaged correctly within any sport. But and obviously, we're talking about
Exactly, because
basketball.
it's
We love
time
basketball.
to continue to break the barriers for female athletes. Because from where
Correct.
it's definitely hard for certain positions to get in. So we just gonna have to tear down the walls. And thank you to men such as yourself that are very supportive and make sure that women succeed. The women around you, excuse me, succeed. So thank you. And last but definitely not least, is there any certain thing that you're doing to be the change that you want to see?
Ooh. Well, we're leading by our actions. Okay, we're out. We're pounding the pavement. The first thing I told you, we're pounding the pavement. Getting, you know, from a WAVA perspective, reaching out, you know, from a social media perspective, you know, we're finding out ways. Um, One of the things I mentioned at the beginning, one of your earlier questions was, you know, this whole revolution, this whole culture change will not happen from people my age and up. Okay, I'm not going to give you my age. I just color in my grays. Okay, all right. And so, you know, like we went out and we realized that from a social media perspective, from a branding perspective, um, you know, we needed to be more in touch, more in line with the young folks, with the community to see what's happening. So what did we do? What did we go out? We went out, Marcia and Faith and our executive board went out and said, let's hire a brand ambassador. Let's go out and get a brand ambassador, somebody who understands the needs, the wants of the social community. And so we went out and I think DeAndre, I think I saw you on here
Yes,
somewhere.
yes, she tuned in.
So
Shout out to Deandra. You
she's
all,
big time.
that was a great choice because she's young, she's enthusiastic, she's inspirational, she's social media savvy, she's motivational, she's talented, she's all of that. So you all
All those
picked
adjectives. That's
all of
right.
the above. So you all picked the right ambassador. So good job on that. That was pretty much what I wanted to know for the check-in, and I'm glad that you still holding up mentally and you're safe. And last but before we get off, how can people reach you and stay up with Cadet Hoops?
Okay, so I'll tell you how people can reach me from Cadet Hoops standpoint. All the social media platforms. Okay, everything that we do is at Cadet Hoops. Okay, cadethoops.org, or just is the website, but Cadet Hoops. You can, we're constantly putting out what we're doing. We're starting back up in the midst of all the craziness that's happening. We're starting back up. We have our gym, we have everything. Obviously, things are going to be different. Things are going to be a lot smaller. There's going to be social distancing aspects, applied to everything that we do. So from a Cadet Hoops perspective, we're going out, we're forging ahead because we're about the community. Okay, we have to. And again, when sports comes back, there's a sense of normalcy happening, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So we're really forging ahead. We're really doing it up. And from a WABA perspective,
Yes.
we're just
With the
doing everything.
WNBA, we would love to know that for those who are watching and for those who um, don't know much about the league. Now, tell us from the WABA standpoint, how can
Ah,
people keep in touch, and how can they sponsor? How can they donate? How can they partner? How can they play, etc.?
all right. So, all right, for anyone just joining, okay, so it looks like we have a lot of folks joining here. So, uh, but so the WABA is a Women's American Basketball Association, okay? So we're 4 years young, okay? We started out in 2017. We had 7 teams, okay? We had a team in Orlando, a couple teams in Georgia, Maryland, D.C. area, Mount Vernon, New York, New Jersey, and Long Island. We had 7 teams, and our season runs from beginning of August to October. Our goal is simple. We do exactly what we say we're going to do. Okay? We live stream every single game because it's our goal and objective to provide maximum exposure for every athlete that takes part in our league. It's also our goal to give maximum exposure to the officials that are in our league, to the coaches that are in our league, and to the table personnel and announcers that are in our league. Okay. The first year we had quite a few girls go on from our league to sign professional contracts over in other leagues. Okay. That's
Mm-hmm.
tremendous. Okay. We had 3 officials that went from our league the first year, went from officiating our league, were seen by major Division I conferences. Okay. So we're providing a springboard opportunity for other officials to go on and prolong because this is high level athletes. Okay.
This
We
is
had
this is the
coaches.
league of opportunity.
The League of Opportunity. That's our number one. Thank you for reminding me about our own quotes and slogans here. Thank you. Uh, but it's great, I mean, from coaches to table personnel to media personnel to announcers. Everyone is getting an opportunity to
Yep.
practice their craft, hone in their craft, and then go on and sell their craft to other places. So think about a league that started with 7 teams 4 years ago, that branched out to 12 teams or second year, opened up a market in uh, Cleveland, Pittsburgh, some more teams in the Georgia, Atlanta region. Then to go from there to 17 teams, 7 to 12 to 17. We're growing. We have something. People want to see it. Think about the uniqueness of the rules. And now this year, if we would have had it in San Diego, California, we have a team in Tijuana, Mexico. Can you believe this? This is how precious and how people are all about, we're gender neutrality. We're here. We're here to support around here. I'm sorry, I sound like an infomercial right now, but we're here. We're ready, we're willing, and we're able to support our young ladies and make sure that, as a father, I have 2 daughters myself. So it's in my vested interest to make sure that the young ladies as best we can. So
Okay, we do apologize. Here we go. So thank you so much, Brian, for your time, your energy. Keep up the good work. Um, Thank you for tuning in to She Knows Her Sports. Thank you, WABA, for allowing me to be a media and marketing partner. And follow us here at She Knows Her Sports for more check-ins with players, coaches, owners, and hopefully we can get the WABA CEO on here. and so she can give us her
Ooh.
take. And
She's kind of
you
busy
know,
though, okay? But I'll see
we
what I
see
can do.
we see you, Marsha. We see you. But so hint hint. But thank you all so much. Thank you, Brian. Have a great weekend and stay tuned for more interviews.
Cool.
All right.
Bye, guys.
Bye.